This maneuver from Gen. In behind the box, waiting for his timing, sees the fake out. Clone, swing the corner, finds a headshot. Patrick Koo, welcome to the stage. You have to wait for that second round to begin. You're on the floor.
Yeah. Well, the good news for GE is they did sell this fake well enough. They kept 3 players from DFM on the other side of the map, so they're able to sneak their way through. Yudotan did take some damage, slowed up by the vines.
Good flash. The flash is there, but boom, only able to find one. Kelly's going to be taken down. Prowler goes out. Scouts Crystal here in this position. They know he's behind the wall. Still does well to find that kill before getting taken down by Art. He's caught off guard by Kelly S. lurking just outside of door.
Down A.
The falling though. That does leave Poppy now in a 1v2. Given what we know about this guy, he's absolutely capable of it. Spike, however, still dropped, has to re-tap. Sets up the smoke. He decided to pile up this. A 2v1 facing towards Tree, and he gets it damn close, but it will be really save here from Art, not buy down. Go for that Odin nice and early, but well, Jinbung able to just get a couple stray shots there, sensing a timing. As Yudotan similarly tagged up, Crystal dead. And the odds of GE putting a dent.
Some really good util from Akame to make sure that some of those players trying to get through. Bit of a stun there, but GN right there. Oh, 3 kills for GN. Woo! Individually in both his team. He can really cut off a lot of the map, keep GE guessing. Drone does get the spot there on the Jinbung.
Jinbung a little bit too early with that jiggle peek. As well, Crystal, yeah, I was going to say, door gets opened up. He's got line of sight with that outlaw in hand. He'll try to scale off this, but he's already noted previously. And okay. Distract on the door. The swing out from May, able to find one. Jinbung at the same time, finding Poppy before getting taken out by Kelly S. Seeing Patrick Koo now versus 2. And Art will be the first to fall. May, with just no HP to work.
Potentially grab an orb, get that Yoru ult, which is so annoying to deal with as a defender, especially on Lotus. There's just so many places that you can creep into.
Oh, and GN, they just fall right into his open arms. Kelly S, a bit too late on the swing to be able to really find that punish and save his comrades' lives. They end up getting taken down, bait out. They're not able to find the.
He's getting him fired up, getting him online.
Kelly is pushing forward, peeking to waterfall, able to find one. Cage out. Jinbung just going to disrespect that. It's going to be the spike drop now here towards back sight. Finds the follow-up. Yudotan not able to try to keep them in the round. All on Crystal. Looking for the first, finds it. The headshot connecting there. The spray a bit frantic, but eludes damage. 1v2. Still, though, the salvo's a world away. The high-low set up, and they line up for him! Getting a little bit more clustered together. As look, they're just trying to take their weapons away, flood out in towards rubble, but Global quickly pivoting back. Orb going to be snatched up here by May. One away from having that showstopper online.
But with those,
this out is fast going to go on. Patrick Koo chasing forward, scouting things out, pings it, fault line goes through. Art does manage to slink away, but the side is opened up. GE now in control. 5 members strong versus the eco attempt here from DFM.
Oh, for DFMs, you'd love to try to get one of, if not both of the ults that are left in play for GE. The Armageddon and the Rolling Thunder out of their hands, if possible. See if they can make a go of it.
And Art's just in such a poor spot. Does go ahead and TP across to the opposite side, but Poppy watching long sight lines here. Is even the Rolling Thunder going to be committed? Global Esports just wanting to ensure that they can gain the lead right here, right now. Not going to be a flawless here as May able to find 2. Some decent damage dealt, but Crystal with the final shot.
For May, and he's just down, he's out.
Oh, wait, what a shot there. Patrick Koo just swinging forward. May clearly not ready for that. And so
now DFM trying to gum up the works. What a shot.
I mean, Jinbung's just out into the open, though. Sure, he's able to find one, but he cannot try to make, trade this back and get into any real advantageous position. Now the neural theft going to be committed. Yudotan feeling all is just looking for a little timing there on the corner. Comment here at backside, able to find one. The Haunt about to go through, knows that they're scaling forward rapidly, trying to get in on top of him. They know that he's stuck into the corner. The classic drawn out. Yudotan will be able to find that kill. Gen now, though, arriving both players so very low. 37 health between the two of them. The face out, and Gen knocked down the 10 HP. It was looking like a very solid 1v2 position, now becomes nigh unwinnable. Unless he can really isolate and conquer here. Swing all the way into the back of the B site. Plant comes through.
Spike planted.
As that trip gets cleared out. LES, the fault line at the ready. And drift away from the spike, which will erupt as Global Esports maintain the lead, stretching it by 2 rounds.
It'll look a little rough for DFM, so gotta be careful here as GE.
I mean, flashed up, kind of just all clustered together over towards the baby door here. Akame gets taken down, TP forward, up into the smoke. Patrick Hu, feeling past, able to find one. Art does finally strike that judge being put into play, but he's not ready for Yudotan.
Last player standing.
And May, the crosshairs off center. And now, just Jinbung, 10 HP for himself. See if he can do any additional damage here in this round. Seems relatively unlikely as Global Esports starting to really run away. Pixel, though, he has no idea. The Crystal's forward, but Crystal jumps up onto the box. Will not be able to stabilize the aim fast enough, but now there's a out over towards Mount Poppy. The noise being heard, and he cannot find that opening shot.
Oh,
Art. I mean, this is
mad.
red like
This
a book
madness.
now. They know exactly where he's at.
My ult's ready.
It was a solid idea. The problem was they saw you the whole time.
Yeah. It's like one of those plays where if they don't go that way, you're going to get that extra step ahead of them maybe to try to get a quick flank. But
That would have been great if all of Global Esports were blind.
yes. Turns out pretty hard to play Valorant.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're blind.
Should have just, you have the assistant coach run over and unplug the monitors real quick before the round starts.
They're just going to pivot in towards B. The pit was used by GN over at
30
C.
seconds left.
So he's going to be able to kind of lurk his way out of there, but
Planted.
pretty easy to read for GE, you would think. See what they want to
Push
do.
up through upper, though.
Yeah.
Jinbung still checking down towards stairs. Now sights being turned back over into this direction. Yudotan fading away, spots out that shoulder. Jinbung locked in position here for the moment. Second shot from Crystal will connect. Jin going to be taken down. It's Jinbung. Oh my God, desperately needed the breakthrough there. That shot was just instantaneous, however. And messed it in the previous round, given that they also went for the pit. But not to be seen. Spot out there on the Jinbung Poppy, going to be being all the way here, well into the back, and Patrick Hu as well, just jumping out. Finds May with a shorty in hand. Crystal sends out the Armageddon. Jinbung absolutely obliterated. And just held in a position to flash across. Patrick Hu on the swing.
You got to
Comes up
save.
with a kill. I mean, yeah, DFM immediately have to save. The execution here from Global just far too clean. Everyone from DFM on this C site getting caught off guard.
Crystal's Armageddon right on top of the majority of DFM. Akame and Art, okay. Gonna get a couple. Not gonna drop the guns just yet.
I mean, but in the end, just need to hold on to these. Nothing else to play for other than their lives. Ults are online. Global obviously have a hell of a bank. As Kame looks to try to hold the door, Art will be able to find that second kill. Poppy on the chase. TP faces onto the first. He's able to find Crystal. Thinks about the Prowler. And maybe a potential timing here. Poppy is able to find one. Kame on the reswing, able to go ahead. Picks him off. Checks for a little bit more. Haunt now destroyed. As the showstopper into the corner, gets the spot out. Yudotan going to be blown to smithereens. Inshell down onto the site. Kame with a re-peek back in from main. Will be able to clean.
Clear B, TP in as well.
Double TP forward once again this time. Jan not in a position to go for the transfer shots. Art, however, just trying to scale up through the wall. Pushes forward. I mean, it's just a shooting gallery, one by one. They just give line of sight over, and Global just hit every single target.
Spike planted.
Yeah, it just felt like trying to get ahead of the curve a little bit was DFM.
Trying to catch him off guard with some of these timings, perhaps. Either way, though, the pinch.
And a judge for Art.
And Yudotan,
Jeez.
is able to find the shot. Art a bit too slow now. That neural theft once again telling all. Pivot getting ready to come through. Looks like DFM does have the right read. They're starting to go for the pivot back over to A, but then they rethink it.
Who's next?
Double peek back in from Waterfall slows up the reapproach here from Jian, who would love to be in position a bit faster, given that he just has a judge. Excuse me.
I don't know if like a elbow stuck through that smoke or something.
I know your name stands for guided missile, but guided bullets is, that's just unfair. Akame doing his damnedest. He's able to find a second. Gives them an opportunity, but Crystal's still here. Both players pushing in from his angle. Drone going to be sent out. Akame trying to keep them all held at bay. But there's the rolling thunder. Akame has fallen. Right now it just feels like Jin has no hope in hell. Both players just stuck back at tree. The time is ticking away. Just no real opportunity trying to make a go of this one. A triple face finds the first and will end up. All right, well, pistol round at the opener went the way of DFM, but Art, just as we jump into the action, dead immediately. We'll be calling here from beyond the grave.
Think that's where Yudotan went.
Now, Yudotan on the third attempt, we'll be able to find it. Jinbung going to be taken down, 2 players lost. Some decent damage onto the lineup here of Global, but elimination still not quite yet in their hands until May manages to dwindle. This trip is going to be cleared. May pushing his way through, but Crystal on that peak, finding one. Jin going to be taken down. Akame does get into a position to go for the plant. May is instantaneous with that headshot. Poppy, however, arriving, interrupts the spike plant. It's now just stranded here on the floor. 12 seconds remaining. It's May, sends out the paint shield, try to buy himself some space. Gets drawn off of the plant. Challenges in for a fight, but he's just out of time.
Player standing.
He'll find the kill. But surely, yeah. Gonna guide them to an 11th round win. Haunt does get a reveal. Patrick Hu, noted by that, is Art pushing forward, goes for it. Swinging on the corner though, but it's just far too slow. And Patrick Hu backs across, finding him now, spraying wildly into the smoke. And one by one, they shall fall. Yudotan is coming away with these eliminations. 2 remaining players absolutely tagged up. Akame has been doing, at least want to try to fake the pivot here. Patrick Hu now for the moment alone on the site, now dead. Swing out Yudotan looking for a little bit more and does nearly find himself a second elimination there. Shot through, looking for Jinbung, trying to fish him out through that wall, but can't quite find it. Spike is planted, Salvo's too late to get the interrupt, and Art now a deep flank around the back, just that Sheriff in hand though. See if this plan comes to fruition. We'll be going down through the stairs, should be able to catch a timing here on to Kelly S. The shots are noted, now he strikes. Bulldog picked up, but it looks like DFM, a little bit more fight left in them. As the time is just not going to be on Global's side. Tap of the spike defuse, just trying to see what they can bait out any peaks here. But in the end, DFM just not really giving them anything to work with. So GE, 2 players will save. DFM will hang around here on Lotus for a little bit longer at least.
Yeah, this round, some good calling from Art and DFM.
Thorn's Throne destroyed, Thorn's Throne destroyed. May be slowed up here.
30 seconds left.
None of Global going to be nearby, immediately evacuating as soon as they hear the showstopper draw out. Checks the close corner. Crystal at the same time, able to find one as Kame going to be taken down. Swing on with the corner, but now default plant coming through DFM.
Oh.
Spike in play. Kelly S lurking around the back. Art once again trying to go for this lurk timing here. Flash not going to connect. They look to double face. Now he knows that he's in a bit of a bad situation, but cannot run away. Faces back in. Ends up along the wayside, a little bit of damage there onto the enemy breach, but kill cannot be found. GN flashed up, tucks back. The Salvo's flying towards him, looks for a little bit more. May with covering fire, helps to try to keep him alive. Fault line gonna be flying out, and they're all lined up as Kelly S. Team is able to find the victory here in this set. It's gonna be a very big boon for them moving forward. Ton's fishing here for some wallbang shots. Jinbung, however, managing to get up on top of the box. Lude's taking damage and comes away with that elimination. So C-Site for now in control here for DFM. Have the spike plant. They look for a little bit more. Nightfall's going to be sent out over towards Waterfall at the same time. Patrick Hu puts a mask on, goes sprinting forward, identifying 2 players over towards this water bend. Paranoia crashing across. Jan, however, will win out the fight. The flank is noted, but he still comes away with that kill. Patrick good for 1, now a 4v2. Salvo sent to just buy a little bit more time, but with 45 seconds remaining on the clock, and GN still backstabbing. This round is not going to be going the way of Global Esports. It seems this time for DFM, barring a miracle from Poppy, something that he has delivered in the past. It should be DFM clinging to life. Slow push forward, finds that first. And he got in the by the looks of it, a 4-man push through that A lobby side.
Just a smoke and some salvos were enough for DFM to try something different.
The thing is, though, Global Esports, if they get any kind of advantages, they'll be more than willing to pull the trigger on these ultimates. There's not a full push across the wall. The player's still going to be locked down here for the moment.
It's a good read for DFM. They're going to avoid a lot of that util.
Paranoia dodged out there by Jinbung, just able to drift away from it. Push game ready to come through. Oh, right before the flash connects, Jan. Taking Patrick Hu's head clean off the re-swing out here, and that's just going to be them lining up. 3 kills here for the side of Jinbung. Kelly S all on his lonesome. Looking back over here towards stairs. Eventually will fall. Flawless round for DFM. Lunatic.
Yep.
TP's forward. He's here within the smoke. Kelly S just watching, waiting for the exit. It's like Art wanting to just try to wait and see. With the dissipate, but the timing, the bait on the Prowler is actually gorgeous. Very well set up. Kelly S on the floor once again. That Rolling Thunder not going to be utilized here in the round.
There's method to the madness for Art. Hasn't really seen much. They can lean in this direction. Poppy right around the corner, gets identified.
And jump forward here, May. Despite being caught up in the tripwire, still able to find a shot. Crystal finding it, the trade there, but Jinbung is catching Yudotan on a bit of a linger. Dead at the door switch. As now the C site wide open. And for Patrick Hu and Crystal, there is no other recourse but to sit back and save.
Yep, 100%. Nothing else to do there. Yeah, a couple just kind of wild plays from DFM. The early TP from Art. Getting Akame to come and help. Getting that kill. And then May just...
See if they opt to go forward right here, right in the approach from Mound. Jan some shots through the smoke to just try to fish for anything that he can get. Flash over, disconnect. Patrick Hu able to find one. Crystal find another. Poppy with a headshot onto Art, and suddenly the round starts getting away from him. Rolling Thunder. Gonna be dodged out, but the spike is absolutely stranded. So deep into the spawn. And this is noted for DFM. Is this how it ends? Is this how this map comes to its conclusion? Starting to make some noise here. Jinbung eating a bit of damage. Kelly has 5 HP, but on this deep line of sight angle. As the swing out is good, and just like that, Global Esports will show why they did not need the timeout.
And so you need to rely on players like Akame to lock down mid, and you can see GE's already trying to get ahead of it. There's a spot on the Patrick Hu. There's a flash waiting over towards mid, but they're already out of it.
Scaled quite far forward there in mid.
Has an okay read on this. Trying to play into the smoke, trying to catch DFM off guard, but they paused. They're waiting for the reinforcements. Good shot from May.
Finding himself all 3 players here on this B site.
Time to jump.
Knocks him to the floor. The rest of the team wraps around through the connector. Spike now planted. Just Yudotan and Poppy. Even if it is from these 2 players. Yudotan, though, on the corner, snappy with the first shot. Doesn't manage to fuck, quits and just look to try to die to the spike. Jinbung going to be noted here at Halls, just playing ring around the rosy, not wanting to give him the opportunity as Yudotan does get tagged up here. Jinbung able to go ahead and snap on, and May.
Should be kind of a patient play, I would think. Maybe Poppy tries to pop through, gets a couple shots in. Art's got the regen shield, though.
Left.
Now Poppy should just back out.
Yeah, just going to be forced away, down to 44. Your rotation's getting ready to come through. Akame able to find one. Yudotan going to be put down here by the Outlaw. And widely, GE likes to get ready to go into their bonus round, and GE just going to go down to the spike. Shoulder's going to be spotted. It's a little tiny bit of damage through the box. So fake out goes his way. Ultimately, not going to be able to turn away from it, but takes the time to go into the astral form easily. This was just a rotate as well from Patrick Hu. He just sprinted across to the B site. Right now, that Jet is not here trying to counteract. Still, though, 3 players trying to grind through here is push out of the smoke, and Poppy just doesn't know which way to look. Jinbung able to find 2 as Kelly has Poppy. Now Crystal as well. All falling to the floor. A solid shot. Patrick Hu will find the hit there. But Jan around the back.
The chamber, so you have to be extremely set a player into Halls. Now, you do have that Yoru. So you do have the ability to kind of potentially throw the clone through, throw a flash through, try to clear out that Halls position.
Patrick Hu just spotted the recon. Not getting cleared fast enough through the wall. Kill does come through. It's Kelly S. Tucking away, able to find 2, and suddenly the round is absolutely shifted. Gian will stabilize, finding another, but Kelly S with a 3rd sheriff shot. Thorn's thrown in. Akame sliding forward over towards screens, making some noise here, but now is all on his lonesome. Just that Outlaw. Try to keep him in it, but
Take flight.
Crystal there should get the spot.
check, but okay, it doesn't actually check behind the box, but the shot from Akame does not connect either.
Teleport's ready.
Goes for a repeat, a little bit of a jiggle out now. Teleport back across. The dimensional drift in from May, just scouting out the A site. Recent information gathered. Do they read that he's tucked away here? Poppy scales forward up into that smoke. Just sat there quietly. No one to flush him out. The wall still not broken here at A main. Things very much get slowed down, but Chien hits a hell of a shot on Crystal. Dead there at Flowers. Kelly S on the re-peek. We'll find May. Gets the punish. Art going for this plant. Do they just timing him out of the smoke? Looks like the answer is going to be no, but they are able to find the follow-up off the back. The flash is so damn clean. And now it is all on Jinbum. He can only find one.
Even though Akame was whiffy on that opening shot.
Oh, but he hits the jiggle. Crystal trying to set up.
Kind of lurk out there. A lot of util to clear through here. The double sentinels.
Looking for the flash out onto the push. This time Kelly S not going to be given the opportunity to go for the heroics of the previous 2 rounds. 3v5. It's DFM. Oh, shot going wide. A little bit too much movement there from Akame, but either way, covering fire from the rest of his teammates. They're able to find Yudotan. And that now puts Poppy and Patrick Hu in a bit of a difficult position. Do you really try to play for this one? You know that there's multiple players on the side of DFM that are dangerously close to some critical ultimates.
Spike plant.
The Cosmic Divide, the Hunter's Fury. And you have an operator in play. Patrick Hu does have
high-low setup, sort of, but drone actually
back, but no, it actually cut. Yeah, it does cut across over towards that B side.
Yep.
And instead, I mean, they just face forward. Crystal eats an immense amount of damage, but Art eating a little bit more. Takes the headshot there from Yudotan, who's able to find a kill. Hunter's Fury going to be gained in death. As Thorn's now going to be popped here, dissuading them from pushing forward onto the site.
I'd be very nervous about this if I'm DFM.
Flash out, the pace coming through, and Kelly S able to go ahead and collect 2. Hunter's Fury now from Crystal, just hunting, trying to see what he can find, but he's now just down to Akame to see if he can deal a little bit more damage, make this a bit more costly for the side of Global Esports. Just that operator in hand hits the leg shot, anticipates the close angle, doesn't have the op out fast enough, tries to go for a flick, but inevitably will have to go ahead and rendezvous out to safety. The time will dwindle, and the timeout call from Global Esports will work a treat as they get themselves a 3rd round win.
Yep, really like this timeout from Global Esports. A couple big kills while DFM is walking down that ramp from A-Link.
Jump across. Patrick Hu trying to look for it here. Shots from both sides. Both going to be going a little bit wide. Both getting away unscathed. Patrick Hu pulls back over towards Halls, maybe considering a little bit of a re-peek, but looks like he'll opt to hold the safer angle. DFM, though, no rotations, no thought of really playing around with A. They're just going to go ahead and really look to storm their way forward into the B site before any kind of reinforcements can come through. Trigger gets pulled here on the ultimate. Weapons taken away from the side of DFM here for a brief little moment as Yudotan trying to go up and over the top, but it's going to be the shot there from Jinbum with the classic in hand. Go ahead and finish off the enemy KJ. Run still guarded now in play. No one going to get caught by that. The Cosmic Divide as well. Going to be exchanged on both sides. Just absolutely dissecting the map. Cutting it to pieces. And Kelly S trying to look for a timing, trying to catch them off guard. It's a falling to the wayside. He's in control now here in the hands of DFM, but shock dart at the feet. Decent damage found as May, flash going deep enough, and that's the last one that he has at the ready. But as the wall falls, it's going to be Crystal who actually manages to find Kian and May. A 2v3, the drone not going to be finding a damn thing. Star set up for the pull. The recon going to be lobbed in. Quickly cleared as the spam fight begins. And Art wins it out. Another tap from Crystal. But there's just realistically no hope in hell. Would have to be an ace clutch. There's just not enough time for him. Even if he can get the eliminations, he cannot get the defuse. A team ace for DFM. What a pop! Fall for it. Patrick Hu now going to take a try his luck. Woo! Does manage to stabilize that shot. Looked like he was going to be off, but it's the hit. Jan now dead. Smoke's taken away from DFM.
You can see they're setting up sneaky plays on both sides of the map.
Oh, the wall's there, and Art is completely trapped in with a spike dropped. Thorn's now popped on the opposite side, and Kelly S just staying tucked back. Reinforcements a world away, but it seems like he likes his odds. No one looking to really join in alongside him in this position. The spot out there onto one player. Now look at the choice to try to flood and overwhelm. Kelly S still doing well to come away with another. Woo. Kame dead. May just taking the time, grabbing the orb, spike in hand. 19 seconds left on the clock. It's just going to be a save for the operator in all likelihood. Or maybe the call says, you know what, we don't need it. I do.
They don't fall for the same thing twice. There goes that chamber ult, like you were mentioning. Oh my god, dude.
He's starting to warm back up. Another fast peek and kill there for Patrick Hu. This time Jinbung on the floor, not necessarily as devastating as losing Jian.
Enemy mark.
Given the util available.
Excuse me, and things getting a little bit dicey. Crystal gonna get ahead of this wall. Are they gonna be ready?
Waiting for the timing, spots on the first, pulls the trigger, finds it. To be having to be taken there by May, but he's delivered right into Kelly's hands. Akame only able to find one. Art down to 5 HP. It's Global Esports this time. Looks like they will jump the hurdle to be able to tie things up in the map.
Yeah, with Yudotan still in connector, no time to shift to the other side of the map.
10 seconds left.
Might as well just be a save at this point. Grab a gun here for Akame. Sit and spawn and hide and wait this out. I think you need a timeout as DFM.
Time to jump.
Okay, dimensional drift considered here. The gate crash goes through. Oh, he gets that ult off just in time. An attempt at clearing the gate crash, not quite going to connect there with the shorty. Spots out both players, gets himself over to Halls. Akame at the same time just pushing forward into the connector there, and Poppy just taken down. And Crystal, a quick jump peek there from dugout on the wall. Now, waiting for the swing, clears the Thorns, shock dart, base of the stairs to try to slow up the approach. The Thorns very much locking everyone in place. 27 seconds, looks like a pivot call is going to be made here from DFM now, sprinting their way towards B. Yudotan still here, if you can find one from Halls.
Anytime.
That lockdown can come out. It's waiting patiently. Footsteps spotted, the shot there, swinging forward, interrupts the plant, and kills them all! And Art will find one, May gets the other, but the time, it's out of their hands!
Every single time. You know, Buzz in particular is going to be one of those players who's making sure that that part of the map is theirs. And now you've got an ult here, like you said, for Yudotan.
And used it in the previous round when I thought he might, just to go ahead and ensure it didn't need it. As Crystal peek out, Crystal hunting, finding two. The Hunter's Fury, Patrick Hu, Yudotan both going to be taken down at the same time. But they have to respect this lockdown. They have to peel away. Spike not yet planted, 55 seconds remaining. As the Nebula obfuscating, stopping the drone from getting too much, but a blind shot still goes through. Quite a bit invested from both sides. The wall activated now, noise being heard here. Kame just basically having a sprint. If he gets interrupted at all, it would just be the end of the round, but they're still running low on time. 8 seconds remaining.
Crystal
takes it to the site, looking to go for the plant. Shock dart. Attempted the bounce, not able to find it. This time the spike does get planted. It's in play. 3v3, 3v2 is Art on the linger. Finds the IGL of Global. Thorns popped, stopping any attempt at a Hall's push. Kame to get a little bit more damage. Jinbung. Last unscathed player is Crystal. Finds himself a third. 5 HP, they almost line up for him.
over. They can get this flank under control. Could still be good.
Oh, aren't able to find one. Poppy trades it out. Takes a little bit of damage as May looks for a timing. Seeing the shock dart fly. Cannot confirm the kill, and Poppy's just holding down the door. Oh.
Well, speaking of, it's a good kill for Yudotan. Catches Jinbung just out on the side.
And he advantages. Very nice.
It's just hard to say
30 seconds left.
what convinced them that it was in fact A. They're going to know here in a second.
Yeah, they are. And there's the bad news. Maybe some picks onto the exiting players, perhaps. Akame swinging out, tailwind over the side. Updraft from Patrick Hu, trying to stay a little bit more elusive here. It's tiny bits of damage. And okay, eventually will get taken down. May finds Yudotan.
Okay.
But the time, not really going to be there. It's just all about damage from here on out. I think that might just be the end of it, and it is.
Could have been off angle.
Rendezvous at the ready is going to have to be Johnny on the spot with it. Finds the first, overstays though. It's out for a little bit more, not necessarily anticipating that it was going to be a 3-player push in from Art. Speaking of, Art on the crossfire. On the side, able to find one. Patrick who going to be put down. Solid advantage gained here for the side of DFM as they need to prevent this bonus conversion. Trying to right the ship. Gian.
Out of link. This could be very fruitful for GE.
Oh, he just pushes up into the smoke.
That's one way to deal with it.
He's able to play off the damage previously set there on to Crystal, so finds that kill, giving his life to the cause.
30 seconds left.
Kelly-S is still able to find a kill. May going to be taken down. The swing out. Jinbung dead. All on GN, and Puppy is instant.
GE today. They've been doing a great job. Oh.
This time, Akame not going to be able to find the headshot. Yudatan taking him down. Quick little jiggle peek out. May does find the follow-up headshot. Potentially recover the weapon, but for the moment does not have any kind of gate crash set up to try to rejoin over on this A side a little bit faster. GN does manage to find one, dodges the shock. It's about to re-peek, but Kelly-S just strafing over. Finds the kill. There's the follow-up Thorns. Gets situated. Just trying to hold them in place. Flash at the ready. The drone to try to check May. I don't believe he gets caught by this one, and the second shot is able to find Poppy. Crystal, however, there for the punish. Comes away with the kill. Full flash there onto Kelly-S. Forces him into the back of dugout. Just realistically, what are you trying to do from here? Attempt at the Thorns, but quickly cleared the recon. Over the top to just try to get some kind of eyes on him.
GE's got time and money on their side. They're just waiting out. Gonna get ahead of that wall, maybe. Nope, just one.
Patrick Who's up over the top, catches a glimpse there. May eating some damage, eating it dead. So eventually the kill is found. Jinbung took here into the corner, thought maybe he'd go for the spray, just try to get the wallbang shot on the Kelly-S. Now attempting it, but the spike is already in play. The plant is there, and now there's a cosmic divide staring them all in the face.
Well, and they're all gonna group up and try to push from the other side of this cosmic divide. Could have created a flank angle, but
this is where you would love to have the dimensional drift still at the ready. Push out though.
Wow.
Quick peek from Jinbung, able to find one, but Kelly-S situated. Up close, gets rid of GN. Art falling moments before. 2v3, you have this off in play. The time is not on your side. Surely DFM, you have to get out of here. A consolation prize perhaps as the tap does allow you to draw off this Hunter's Fury. But this round, this map clearly is not yours. Global Esports.
instead they just try to go for a kind of a flood play. Just gets shut right down, plus there's the cosmic divide there. Okay, that's not great for Akame.
And there's no exit.
Nope.
Flick misses. Rendezvous does not go out. They're just trying to reposition Art desperately. Fervently hunting here for a kill and will be rewarded with one. Poppy going to be taken down, so at least able to trade one out.
And that's the smoke's gone. That makes this round, in theory, quite a bit easier. But Patrick, who's so far forward, Art able to outduel him. That's a big win for DFM.
Now into a 3v4. Likely to be the conclusion of the map, but
They have no idea.
He's got different ideas. How patiently does he play it is going to be the question here. GN at the same time able to find Kelly-S, so now he knows that he's running out of time. Spots the first player. Would love to go a little bit deeper, get some more information, but instead we'll just settle for killing the Jinbung here at Flowers. Now invests the lockdown.
Oh, and that alarm bot, so smart.
The swing around the back, the fake out, catching a shot. GN able to find the kill there. But the detain, it manages the strike. Crystal comes away with one. May still here, sending out the flash. The time is just not going to be on his side. They play it wisely. DFM not overstepping here. They will get.
So plenty of time here, plenty of rounds to work with for GE. Up and over with the blades, doesn't get much.
Time at the ready. May able to find one. Escapes the gate crash, but down the 9 HP. Push forward. Art just going to be absolutely massacred as Kelly-S is so far in. Poppy now finding GN, and it's starting to unravel. Spike going to be planted. Ult invested, weapons taken away. May dropping down out from Flowers. Kelly-S having to backpedal. Shifts away, but Jinbung out of the Nebula. Tommy clearly just not quite registering it. Ends up getting eliminated, but two players are so very low, and somehow May survives. He's in with a headshot, Crystal. No util to speak of. You can see the frustration there in the player cam, realizing that it's just not worth for him to try to fight this one out. The fuse comes in, DFM. They haven't used a single one. G is the only one that's timed out on this map.
Oh.
Might come to
I guess you're right. I hadn't realized that either.
All right, well, a loss of May. Akame pull the trigger on that once this vice wall is gone on B.
Just gonna use that steel guard in.
Pushes Art forward.
So smart.
Yudotan is there, ready to find that elimination. Jian holding the door, however, Jinbung says, I got a classic, that's fine. Buy the bundle, baby. Peeks in, Yudotan gonna be taken down. Now the spike is stranded. All three players stacked up. GE would have to just brawl their way through this. It's clear on the flash, headshot instantaneous.
I mean, you've got an operator, you've got a couple ults, you've got a dead operator.
You got a dead op. It's Patrick Hu just over the top. That hero rifle trades it out for the operator. Cloudburst covering fire. Obfuscation there as Jen will do well to go ahead and ensure that remains on the floor.
Well, now he's got problems.
He is able to get away, not taking any damage. Committed position with nothing to play around with, nothing to really work for him. The recon not used, hits the first shot, hits a second, and that might just be enough. Cosmic Divide now going to be called out, but already Yudotan pushing well past that.
30 seconds left.
Could be widely unconcerned. He looks to try to flood a little bit deeper, fight forward. Cannot find more. Crystal now on 1v2. The up in hand, the tap of the spike. Now we'll commit in for the plant itself. As the Cosmic Divide has dissipated. The peek in, May. Pre-firing the angle, we'll find the head.
Somebody trying to dodge it a little bit, but
I was gonna say, there's no one peeking to try to clear it here for him, so
yeah.
we'll just have to send the shot. So operator going to be identified. Needs to be able to get out of here if things go sideways. The drone shoves them back a bit. The start popped, not gonna go for a timing shot. They all drift across, the swing out, tries to hit the hospital flick, but this time we'll be able to get out unscathed.
Now that's a tough play. Good job by GE there to at least break that angle open, but this is kind of opening up the rest of the map for them. There's gonna be the wall that Yudotan, see if he pops it or not. He just pinged it out. Hasn't opted into the site. That's my guess.
Gate crash from May, just expiring. Gonna be a little bit further away as Patrick Hu looks for the opener and finds it. Jinbung gonna be taken down. Site widely opened up, 20 seconds remaining on the clock to push forward. Crystal going for the plant. Thorn set up.
Here.
Spike in play, 5 players still strong here for the side of G as they look to bring this series to its end. Dimensional drift out, May scouting, calls here, noticing Patrick Hu's on the corner. Akame able to hold the line, finds the first, now brings it back into a 4v4. Time working against them. The swing up from Yudotan, faces back in towards mid. Arc gonna be eliminated. Jian off screen, able to find Kelly S and May. Flushes out Yudotan, the Hunter's Fury to try and delay. Jian gonna be taken down. Hoppy saved up, and look at the damage. Both of them eating the hit. As May, he dies. The lockdown in play. Sights in towards main once again, but felt Kelly S very suspicious about this position, but isn't going to confirm anything here. The jiggle peek out, the shoulder spotted, the shot flies, but Akame cannot find the punish. A world away from his rendezvous. As the flood gets ready to come through, nice flick, finds one. Crystal can take it down. The redraw on the up, and Patrick Hu is dead. Tries to find this final flick, cannot make it happen, but Kelly S is the last one standing. Is my God DFM. You look at the money here for the side of Global Esports. A full loss bonus. But it's just Kelly S slowly slipping away with the op in hand. And DFM getting this one round away from an overtime.
This is quite the map. What looked like it was just gonna be GE.
Art starts drifting his way back over. Hunter's Fury is available to try to interrupt the plan. Stay on one forward, they get themselves here onto the site. They're on the Nano. Hunter Sphere going to be coming in, but it's going to be late. Now having to assess and try to spot out these players. The updraft out the window shot. Somehow not connecting. Akame nearly able to find it. Got battle, however, at the shot connecting. Jim get down to the fadeaway from Patrick, who gets rid of May. And somehow, some way, DFM now very much on the back foot. Swing on the corner, Akame, the last one left standing and not for long. Close but no cigar.